Suppose you want to run an application in AWS. But not every application needs the same hardware, right? Some applications need more CPU power, some need more memory, and some need balanced resources. So the challenge is, how do you choose the right hardware configuration for your virtual server? That is what AWS EC2 Instance Types solve. Hello everyone and welcome back to ImTechnos. In today's video, we'll understand what AWS EC2 Instance Types are and how they are categorized. EC2 Instance Types define the hardware configuration of your EC2 virtual machine. They decide how much CPU you get, how much memory you get, storage capability, and networking performance. So when launching an EC2 instance, you choose an instance type based on your workload needs. AWS provides many instance types because different applications need different amounts of resources. Let's understand this with a simple analogy. Think of renting apartments. A single person may need a small apartment. A family man needs a bigger apartment. A company may need an entire office floor. The purpose is the same, space to live or work, but the size and the resources are different depending on the need. Similarly, EC2 instance types provide different hardware configurations depending on what your application requires. So here you can see the instance types in the AWS console. Each row represents a different instance type. And these columns, they show you what resources each instance comes with. Things like the CPU power, memory, storage, and the network performance. So if you look closely, you will notice something important. Not all instance types are same. Some have fewer CPU and less memory, which are great for small applications. And then you have powerful ones with high CPU and large memory designed for heavy workloads. So instead of giving you just one fixed machine, AWS gives you a wide range of options. You simply pick the one that fits your application needs. And there are already 1200 plus instance types, and this number keeps growing over time. And honestly, that list can feel overwhelming at first. So to make things easier, AWS groups these instance types into families. Each of these boxes you see here represents an instance family. Think of a family as a group of instance types designed for a specific kind of workloads. First, we have a general purpose instances. These provide a balanced combination of CPU, memory, and networking. If you are not sure what to choose, this is usually a good starting point. Next, compute optimized. These are designed for applications that need more CPU power, for example, batch processing, high performance applications. Then we have memory optimized. These are used when your application needs a lot of memory, for example, large databases, in-memory processing. Storage optimized instances are used when you need high speed access to large amounts of data. Accelerated computing instances use special hardware like GPUs for advanced workloads like graphics or machine learning. And HPC optimized instances are for very high performance workloads like scientific simulations. So instead of choosing from hundreds of instance types directly, you can decide what kind of workload do I have. Balanced, general purpose. More CPU, compute optimized. More memory, memory optimized. And then pick an instance type within that family. So let's say I choose a general purpose one. Under general purpose, you will see multiple instance types. For example, you might see something like M8G. Here, the first letter M represents the series, and this series belongs to the general purpose family. Similarly, for compute optimized, you will often see instance types starting with C. And for memory optimized, you will commonly see R. You can think of a C as compute, CPU focused, R as RAM, a memory focused. However, one important thing to remember, it is not mandatory that all instance types follow this exactly. For example, in memory optimized instances, you might also see letters like U, X, and even Z. So, these letters are helpful pattern but not strict rules. Now back to the general purpose family. Here The M represents the series within the family. In this case, it belongs to a general purpose, which means a balanced mix of CPU and memory. Next, the 8 represents the generation. You can think of this like a version number. So the higher the number, the newer the generation, and the newer generations usually bring better performance and efficiency. Then we have the suffix G. This letter indicates a specific variation or option. In this case, it means the instance uses AWS Graviton processors. But don't worry too much about that right now. Just remember that suffix represents the options within the same family. Now under MAG, you will see multiple instance sizes like MAG medium, MAG large, MAG X large, and so on. These are simply different sizes within the same type. As the size increases, you get more CPU, more memory, and more overall capacity. Now let's zoom out and look at a complete instance type name to understand how everything fits together. Take this example, C7 GN 2X large. First, the C. This represents the series and it belongs to a compute optimized family. So right away, you know this instance is designed for CPU intensive workloads. Next, the 7. This is the generation. Think of it like a version number. Higher number means newer generation, which usually means better performance and efficiency. Then we have GN. These are called options or suffixes. They indicate specific variations of the instance. For example, they might tell you about the processor type or enhanced networking features. Again, you don't need to memorize all of them right now. Just understand that they add more detail to the instance. Now moving to the second part, which is 2x large. This represents the instance size. As the size increases from large to x large to 2x large, you get more CPU, more memory, and more overall capacity. And when you combine everything, the series, generation, options, and size, you get the complete instance type. So the idea is simple. First, choose a family based on your workload. Then look at the instance types within that family. And finally, pick the size that fits your needs. So once you understand this pattern, EC2 instance types become really easy to read. I hope this was clear. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and happy learning.